Nerds International proudly presents.
And here we are.
So
there we are.
Shut it. So, ladies and gentlemen, you will notice that there is a new voice in the room.
Is there?
Yes!
Who's that?
There's them thinking that my voice has just got deeper.
And more Chinese, in fact.
Less
No,
camp.
it's not me.
We announced last week that we were going to have a new permanent host on the show. And what have we gone and done, Nick? We've got a new permanent host on the show.
We grew one in the garden and he's finally ready.
He was from a little sapling. He's now a fully grown pumpkin. It is.
He's beautiful.
This pumpkin.
He's the one, the only, James Clark. Hello.
Hell the hell are you?
Hello, everybody. Nice to be here.
So introduce yourself, James.
Hello, my name's James.
Good. Right, on with the show.
On we go. Coming at you live from the chamber of the yolkless egg, it's me, Nick Lambslice.
Me, James Pumpkin.
And me, Harrison Hunt, aka Tatterdemalion.
And we are
The
Tabletop
Twats in trio.
In trio.
So, there's also another mysterious voice in here.
Who's that voice?
Who is this man?
You're asking yourself.
He just appeared.
I like it.
Peter,
Who am I?
If you don't know who your own voice is, you've got problems.
Yeah,
mate.
man.
I've got a massive problem here.
This is a good start.
Yes.
Doesn't know who we don't
So
know
it's
who
an
we
amazing
are.
show. We not only we got a new host, new permanent host, we've also got a super special ghost.
His name is Peter Beckett, and he's on here today because we've got a really special main subject, and that main subject that we're talking about today is going to be...
Street Fighter RPG.
Yes!
Oi, Street Fighter.
Now,
Oh, you can. Sorry.
No, it's Peter.
We just covered this, Nick.
But no, the fact of the matter is that we brought Peter on here because he's a massive fighting game nerd, and so he wanted to read through this book, and as a result, yeah, we brought you on here. Are you excited?
I'm massively excited. I love Street Fighter.
Can we have a fight in the car park after?
Yes.
Sure,
We've been
you
training.
can.
Well, wait till the Chamber of Challenges.
Don't get involved.
That's what it might be. So, if you haven't guessed, this is a tabletop RPG show all about tabletop RPGs. And we have got today What You've Been Slaying, where we talk about what we've been playing. And we've got the main subject, which is Street Fighter RPG. We've got the conclusion to yesterday's competition, which was 2 weeks ago. We've got the Chamber of Challenges. We've got Fireside Tales. And we've got Electro Letters. Oh boy, it's stuffed so full of shit. I don't even know how we do it.
Fit to burst.
Fit to burst.
Just soiled myself.
Oi! Yeah? What you slaying?
So this is What You've Been Slaying, where we talk about what we've been playing. So first up, Nick and I want to mention Dungeon Crawl... First up, Nick and I want to mention Dungeon Crawl Classics.
Oh, yeah.
What did you think of this, Nick?
I loved it. I absolutely love it. I've never played any kind of D&D before, and I think this is quite close to a D&D without
Somewhat, yeah.
a little bit there.
It trims all the fat.
Yeah, and it's cracking. Oh my god, so much fun. We had a great time. Even down to the fact that there's individual character sheets. Like the artwork on each character sheet's different depending on what what character you're playing and stuff. It's cracking. It's a great
well
book.
good.
The art is fantastic.
Yeah, and it's like there's like individual nuances to each character. So, for example, you have like the warrior who can do things called mighty deeds of valor or something like this, and you've got the thief who's got all these thief skills, and then the hobbit can give luck to other players to help them with rolls.
Magic's brilliant. It's like table. You roll a dice, and depending on what you roll, determines what you get between certain numbers. So if it's like between 3 and 5, this happens. Between 7 and 8, on all this.
Actually, I think you would quite like playing the thief, James, because you always play a rogue in Pathfinder.
That's true.
And in this, you can do backstabs even if you're not surprised, even if you haven't surprised them. So basically, every round of combat, you can roll to get behind somebody, and if you do, you get a backstab, and if you backstab somebody, you automatically get a crit. And the way
that sounds awesome.
The way crits are handled in this game is that you roll on a table every single time. So the table will be something like, it'll say something like, you stab your opponent in the neck, get extra damage, but it's not always stuff like that. It could be you trip them up and they're prone and you get another attack. So you like, it's a big table.
That's
and
awesome.
Stuff like that.
It's really good.
And every time your character levels up, the dice for your crit table goes up. So you start with a D10, so you've got a 10 options, and then it goes up to a D12, so you've got 12 options, and so the range of stuff you can do when you have a crit goes up. It's like crazy. There's
Oh,
so
man.
much cool
Yeah.
flavour that
So-
I'm so gutted I couldn't play it. It sounds wicked.
It is
right
really
on my
good.
Court of
street.
Chaos we played.
Yeah,
It was so cool.
The adventure was called Intrigue in the Court of Chaos, and basically what the players had to do was they're level 1 adventurers that are taken into this it is literally called the Court of Chaos, and it's basically this floating star on a sea of blood.
Yeah.
It's like these 5 chaos gods want to get this artifact of chaos that's being held in the plane of law, and they all want the players to retrieve this artifact for them. And the 5 chaos gods basically say that they want it, and they all say, can you get it for us? And go and retrieve it from the plane of law. Now, the thing is, all of the chaos gods say that they're working together, but they're not. So that night when the players go to sleep, they visit all the players individually and say, yeah, can you get it for me? So one of the chaos gods
Screw
individually,
those guys.
don't give it to all of us, give it to me specifically. And then another one will visit a different player and say, no, don't give it to them, give it to me. So you actually have to physically take all the players individually out of the room
outside,
and then get them to betray each other at the end of the game when they retrieve it. So it's like a really cool thing.
We had to model something out of Play-Doh.
Yeah, there was so when they go to the plane of law, they they go to this dungeon where each room has different challenges, and one of them, the first one, is that it says you hear this voice and it says the gods created life, walk in the steps of the gods.
That's
and
it.
then you have this it says there's a lump of modelling clay in front of you, what do you do? Now it says in the guide you could resolve this as a roll, but instead buy modelling clay if you want. So I made Play-Doh and then had them like actually shape it, and then and then James, one of the players, he shaped it into the shape of a man and on the table, and I literally plonked a timer in front of them and said, right, you've got 10 minutes, what do you do? And all of them just started prodding it.
Rolling it. It was awesome. It was
Sean rolled it into the shape of a sausage and was like, that's done. And I was like, oh yeah, by the way, anything you do now is actually happening in the room, and you're your characters. And they all started prodding it, and I was just like, okay, nothing happens, you're still stuck in the chamber. And they were like, we've only got 10 minutes, what do we do? And then James was suddenly just like, I know, and he just started shaping it into a man. In the end, what happened was it was a total party kill, because what happened is that they went into this room where there was these law lions that would attack anything on sight that was chaotic. So they all went for James Tomassen's character, because his character was chaotic. They all went for him, and then they all went for all the neutral characters next, and then Sean's character... No, your character...
I was lawful.
Yeah, his character was lawful, so they left him alone.
Yeah.
He figured out the puzzle on his own, then he went to the next room, and the next room was populated by mirror versions of all the characters, right? And I thought, seeing as everyone's dead, I'll get them to play the mirror versions. So I just took everyone but Nick out of the room and said, right, in the next room, pretend you've been given your life back, and attack Nick. And I just said,
yeah, man.
So basically Sean's character, he went, oh, hi man, what's going on? Yeah, nice to see you, whoops. And then he goes, okay, I hit Nick with my warhammer. And he did it and killed him instantly.
Splattered.
And that was it.
Yeah, that was the end.
Good work.
And the sad fact is that was in the chamber of the yolkless egg, which was the item they were there to retrieve.
Close. Yeah.
Oh no.
Nevertheless, it was a cracking game. That was just a module, wasn't it? One little module.
One module, and that's a level 1 adventure.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That sounds brick.
The really cool thing about
Yeah,
it is
it's hard,
it's a
man.
low level game, but straight away you're dealing with like stuff on a cosmic level. So even though you're low level, you don't have to be a really high level to do this kind of stuff. So you get to experience the cosmic kind of chaos and all this kind of stuff. It was cracking. One of the best games I've ever played. It
And
was
they did say that the reason that level 1 PCs had been picked to do it was because they wouldn't get noticed by the higher powers.
That was it. Yeah, that was the reason. The guys in the court was like, they were like, because we were like, why didn't you do it yourself? Like, there was a big deal breaking process going on. We was like, can't you do it yourself, big eye man? And they're like, oh yes, we could, but we're too. Was it? We're too much of a high being, so
they'll notice us immediately.
Yeah,
I like
we
that.
were
It's a
nobody,
little-
so we could just slip in.
That's a little smart way to kind of, to not break the game. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're high enough level, do it yourself. It's like, nope.
No.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is why.
It was awesome. Yeah.
And what it also sounds like as well is that could potentially have been some PvP moments in there without actually forcing it upon players.
Totally. And unfortunately, well, it never came to that. It kind of did in a way, but they were playing monsters really. But it never came to the point where they were going to fight over it. And James T and Johnny, who were there, actually had already formulated plans in their mind. They told us at the end, they were like, oh my god, I was gonna gonna kill Sean immediately. I was gonna let him take it and then stab him in the back. And then Johnny was like, "Oh, I was waiting for that because I was gonna try and kill all of them without them knowing.
I was going to try and steal it and give it to a lawful person who had come and like a double agent had come and see me in the night and stuff. So it was
crazy. Like it was so sad that it never got to that. But I totally might run it again and do it with like a different bunch of characters.
Definitely,
hopefully
up for that.
It was great.
Yeah, hopefully you do, because I would love to try that out actually, because I was a bit disappointed that I wasn't able to make it. But
well, the thing is, Pete, it's a great thing. But Nick got me another adventure for Dungeon Crawl Classics for my birthday. He got me this one. Moon Slaves of the Cannibal Kingdom.
Nice.
It looks amazing. So this is a level 2 adventure, and it's got a big ape fighting a knight and what looks like a shaman on the front.
Well, that's right up your alley then.
Yeah,
mate, that's really
it looks
cool.
wicked. So I'll probably run that for.
Watch this
for you
space,
guys
mate.
soon.
Yeah.
Next thing is me, Peter and I. We bought Solomon Kane.
Oh yeah.
I'm super excited about this. This book is incredible.
We bought this on the back end of going to ShakeCon. Because we played a.
So you played a bit of Solomon, yeah?
Yeah. It was our first game of the con, and it was absolutely outstanding. It was really, really good. The artwork in there is absolutely amazing.
Full colour book.
Smells good.
And what was best about it as well, Harrison? Brand new, wasn't it?
That's brand new, and that's actually it's not out of print, but it is out of print in this country.
Wow.
So you can't find it for love nor money, and we got it for a reasonable price, I would say, £32.
£32, I think it was.
Hardback, full colour.
And the thing is, this is very hard to find. So the idea of this book is kind of like there are demons and things like this and monsters that need slaying, but for a while they weren't a problem, so society is ill-equipped to deal with them now.
Okay.
And as a result, the way that they're dealing with them is that this is as far as I know, so I'm sorry if I'm getting some details wrong. So people are now being resurrected from the dead who have sinned to come back and deal with the things that go bump in the night.
Yeah, that's what I remember from what the guy who ran the game explained to us at ShakeCon.
Undead Hit Squad.
So basically, they were plucked out from either purgatory or hell to come and slay the wrongdoers. Basically,
yeah, you're being given a second chance at redemption.
I see. Got
so,
ya.
like at ShakeCon, for example, I played a slave who had he was in purgatory because he was a murderer, but he had been forced to do it in an arena.
Right, gotcha.
And he killed some of his own people. So,
and
I mean, James, you're looking at the book. What do you make of it?
Oh, mate, it's high quality.
It's not your typical Savage World stuff.
No, it really isn't. It's like, and the I just like the presentation of it. It looks like quite easy to read. Everything's sort of laid out correctly. You've got like really, obvious subtitles and that to break out all the sections.
Mm-hmm. And the artwork as well. You usually associate Savage Worlds with shit artwork.
Yeah.
I mean, and in this case,
or a bit mismatching.
Yeah, mismatching is exactly the word. Yeah, because it's not bad, but it doesn't belong. You know, and you tend to have you have several different types of artwork
styles. This
actually includes all the full rules for Savage Worlds in the book as well.
I was actually just
blast
about to
templates
ask
from here. Look at that.
And it's pre-deluxe.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
It's a bit weird.
Yeah,
but
so you don't need the accompanying Savage Worlds book to use it. So that's pretty good.
It's beautiful.
So it's its own
full thing.
Its own right.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
It was also written by the guy who wrote Conan as well. So
yeah, it's, Robert E. Howard.
Oh wow!
So that's why there's a lot of racism and a lot of big titties in there.
Right,
because
gotcha.
that's what he was all about.
That's what he's all about.
Tits and wangs. That's what he was known for.
I'll go down in history being remembered as the Tits and Wangs guy.
Will you, Nick?
Hopefully.
It's
lovely,
Wangs
very,
guy.
very nice. Look at that. So hopefully we're playing this soon.
Yeah, well, that's actually I've sort of earmarked it for my next campaign after Bubblegum Crisis, really.
Excellent.
Yeah, boy.
Because it's fantastic.
So
It's
from one
fantasy.
extreme to the other.
The magic system is one of the things I really liked about it because you have to prepare spells for a long time, but you also you can also quick cast them, called snap casting if you want. So basically, but that comes at a much like a big penalty.
yeah,
Right.
huge
High risk, high
Yeah,
reward.
but if you fail a spell and you fail it cataclysmically, that means that you will get something bad will happen to you. For example, Pete, there was a bit in the game that we played at ShakeCon where he wanted to turn invisible so that he could move out of melee range of these dogs without getting attacks of opportunity.
Yeah.
He turned invisible but immediately passed out.
when I cast badly, I literally just fell straight down and took damage upon hitting the floor.
Oh man.
And no one saw it.
No, but it was kind of lucky because I did actually cast it on Manuel's character at the time, and he was about to get eaten by dogs.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
Nice.
He got plucked. They sort of went, "Oh,
Yeah.
Silver lining.
nice.
Every other time you did it, it worked though, so it's
It did.
alright.
And if you do it outside of combat, I think it can take anywhere between 10 to 12 hours.
Oh wow.
Yeah, to prepare a spell in
Jesus.
advance. But then when you get into the battle, you can just use it straight
That's
away.
fun though
so-
as well, especially
Yeah.
if you've got a group who, me personally, I love it, planning an operation
Yes.
beforehand. So doing stuff like that is
Totally,
it's
actually, I
really
think
good fun for me. I like
for
that.
you, James, that would be like the sort of thing that outside of a battle, you would be this total boss at it because you're a guy that really enjoys planning. So I think that
Yeah.
it would be like before a battle, you're the type of guy that would have all your spells prepared, and then you'd come to a battle and he'll be over in like a second.
Yeah, it's like, bam,
You'd be
bam.
like, okay, we're outside the final boss room now. All right, let's sit down for 12 hours.
Let me give you
Let's
books
all
and
these
tricks
spe-
out.
Yeah.
I think that's what our group would do, to be honest. Be like, right,
Totally, man.
here it is. If we-
Yeah, we do get quite technical sometimes, don't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would
Love
kind
it.
of remind me of Vampire, really, when like we would take like weeks out just to sort of learn new spells, like where everyone was learning celerity and that.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
we
cracking.
did do that.
Yes.
So cool.
So, also, Bubblegum Crisis this week was a corker. Unfortunately,
Oh, wow.
you, James and Nick,
Two of us missed out this
you
week.
could not make it. But to give you a quick description, dear listeners, as we've said before, the group are investigating these attacks from helper robots that are going rogue and attacking people. And they essentially managed to capture one in a way, and found some sort of code on it that was anomalous. Now, when this code had a signature on it from somebody called Trollbus the Destroyer, which is the stupidest name ever. But this code that they traced led them to a paintball arena, and they found that the leading champion at this paintball arena was called Trollbus the Destroyer. That's why it's a stupid name. It was just their handle, right? And when they tracked him down, they were trying to get information out of him, but they, instead of just straight up asking him, they all wanted to basically kidnap him, right? So they all went in there and they were trying to beat him at paintball in order to get, and they said, if we win, you have to come out to the pub with us.
Alright, fine.
Yeah, it's kind of paintball. It's called Survival Shot. It was like an
Survival
airsoft arena.
Nice.
Yeah, it was sort of like a mix between like paintball and laser quest sort of style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what they did is they competed in a paintball tournament just for fun as like
Nice.
a side activity,
Yeah.
and it was really, really fun actually.
Did you play it out as well?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, we did.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
the funny thing about the paintball tournament was that throughout the whole thing, they all competed and they all had like their own different handles, like so they made up ones. And this is where Peter's new character came in. So he came in with a balaclava on and was known as the Mystery Man.
Nice.
And so nobody knew who this guy was, and he was just
What a
this
mystery.
He was just this Italian guy that just came out of
big
nowhere.
fat Italian guy with
The
a
dog,
suit
right?
on and just a fucking
Nice.
balaclava on.
He sounds fun.
Nice.
Yeah, it was wicked. And then we had James Thomas's character Gerard. His handle in the paintball competition was Kane. Harvey was Sexman69. and then we had Riz, who owns a phone shop. His was Riz's phone shop in central Tokyo. Come now, cheap deals. Phones available. It was like shameless advert. Yeah, his whole handle. And then the guy who was announcing the games, he was like, and next up we've got. There was a character called Ryu in the tournament. He's like, next up we got Ryu versus Riz's phone deals. Oh, I'm not going to read the whole thing. And then he was like, no, you read the whole thing.
My advertising.
Yeah, so it was really good. And we did that sort of like side mission. And then what happened is they finally got to meet Trollbus, and they managed to convince him to go for a pint. But for some reason, they said to him to go in 2 days' time.
Yeah, so basically Ryan's character had made a bet with him that whoever comes out highest in the tournament would basically get if Ryan's character won, he would take this guy out for a drink. If he lost, then he'd owe him 50k, I think it was.
Wow.
It was 60,000 yen,
Yeah.
but they would have to do the exchange at the pub.
Yeah, 2 days later for some strange reason.
At the pub.
I don't know why they said to do it 2 days later, because they wanted the information now.
So weird.
It was
Everyone could just call off for a couple of days.
His head must have got away with him.
Yeah.
I think
I Yeah, I don't know.
I think it was because we had something to do that day as well, didn't we? Which you haven't explained just yet.
It
so.
was Celia, their boss, your guys' boss and friend had just died, and it was her funeral that day.
Yeah, so we only had a couple of hours to sort of get all this done. So I think
they were fucking about in paintball, and they only had like half an hour to get to her funeral.
we got to go to our mate's
he
funeral.
was trying to broker this deal to make sure it was done 2 days later, so we didn't miss the funeral.
The worst thing is that when he turned up at Peter's character, who knew Celia before, right? When he turned up at the funeral, that meant that one of the characters recognised him, because although he wasn't wearing his balaclava anymore, he had a paintball stain on his fucking on his suit.
Well, not quite a stain, more like a crusty mark.
Yeah, because he just tried to wipe it off. Oh, whoops!
Just wipe
It wasn't jizz, I promise.
So yeah, basically what happened was to basically conclude all of this. What happened was that Quincy, the boss of Genom, the company that makes all the boomers, turned up at the funeral and tried to. Yeah, he tried to kind of taunt Gerard, because Gerard was wanted by Genom, right? So he tried to taunt him and said, "By the way, we're not who you think we are. So just leave us alone." And then the boomers who were helping dig the grave or whatever, they basically turned around and attacked him.
What?
So at this point. At this
Is
point,
that Quincy?
yeah,
Shit.
Quincy. So
Right.
the boss of the company. So everyone thought that that Genom were responsible for the boomer attacks, and at this point, everyone's like, well, maybe that's not the case because they're attacking him.
That's a big twist, mate.
Plot twist.
So then he gets shot by a laser from one of these boomers, and then he's on the ground begging for his life, and
blew his leg off, didn't it?
Yeah, blew his leg off,
man.
and then he's saying to Gerard and all the team, he's like, no, please help me. I can't go down like this. You've got to help me. I'll give you a big reward if you do. And then basically, cut long story short, they took down all the boomers, and then one of Quincy's helpers tries to put him on his shoulder and run away. As he's doing so, Gerard shot Quincy in the head, killing him immediately. So
It was an intense shot.
it was a really good shot. It was a miracle shot. I think he had like a -8 to hit.
Oh my
He's
god.
still hit.
Yeah, took his head clean off, basically.
Wow.
Yep, it was amazing. And then-
Red paint everywhere.
So the leader of the biggest mega corporation in the world has just been killed, and then all of a sudden, every single boomer in the city just up and goes to this one single location, converges into this gigantic ball, and fires into the air, making this like sort of moon-sized boomer, like that they're all assimilated into one.
Ultron ever.
Right, and then it goes into the sky, and it's got this gigantic face that's looming over the city, and then this broadcast comes onto everyone's telly in the whole city, and it just says, "People of Tokyo, you have 3 days," and that was where we left it.
Oh my god.
So now, when you were telling us all, when you were wrapping this up in our group, you literally put up a picture of the Death Moon from Majora's Mask.
The funniest thing was that because Harvey, Sean's character, wanted to see where the boomers were going when they all started like going in a big herd around them. He rode on one of them, and it was like a coffee machine. And the thing is, that meant that he'd left his bike behind, right? And so he saw from like ground zero this whole thing take off, and he called up the guys, and he was like, "Guys, I can't believe what I'm seeing here, man." And then he goes, "Can one of you come pick me up?" And then Peter's character, he didn't get on with him very well. It's like
We hate each other.
Oh god.
because he's a cop and he's a mafia guy. So he was saying, tell him to go and fuck himself. And he's like, "You kidding me? I just rode a coffee machine for like 4 hours."
Come on, work with me here.
Yeah, man, it was amazing. So yeah, the people of Tokyo now, without all their helper robots, they've just walked through walls and stuff like this. So there's loads of shop fronts that have been destroyed, loads of houses that have been destroyed. So
cool.
everyone in the city's rioting. It's like the apocalypse out there. 365, your guys' helper, and basically. This girl that you saved from imprisonment from Genom, she's now said that she doesn't believe you when you said that the city was a safer place than the prison that she was in. She doesn't believe you, and she said that you're wrong, and that so she's left.
She's gone.
She's basically gone back to
Worked
prison
so
now.
hard to try and help her out.
And she said you said it was. She was like, "Oh, you said it was safer out here, but look down there," and there's people just fucking like burning, shooting, killing, looting. I mean, it's just
Fair
like
point. Brilliant.
Got in there quick.
Evil Boomer Moon then. I like it.
evil boomer moon.
Mate.
So yeah.
So next up, we've got 3 days basically to stop them.
Get in there.
That's
And you don't know what's going to happen. It just says you have 3 days.
That's it. Literally, just like you've got 3 days basically until you're all annihilated. Pretty much.
Very
And
cool.
at the risk of running very long with this What You've Been Slaying segment, we got one final thing to speak about, and that is Daring Tales of the Space Lanes, and we'll keep this very brief because this is actually on another podcast. So Pete, just give a quick brief about what we did for the Wild Die.
Yep. So this is on the Wild Die podcast. Like you can go and listen to that now. It was
It's out now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is
it came
indeed.
out today, I believe.
No, it was a couple of days ago, I think it was.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, so basically Manuel GM this with me and Harrison playing as the player characters, and we had to go and infiltrate a base on an ice planet.
And blow it
had
up.
to go and basically blow it up because a corporation had taken over from the mining community.
Cool.
So we were packed full of explosives, had to try and blow it up, and...
What's this, futuristic?
Yeah, it was a sci-fi game.
Yeah,
It was a very,
And it's from
very
Triple A's
sci-fi.
Games.
Oh, but amazing.
It was absolutely cracking. I loved every minute of this. Manuel was a quality GM. Like all props to him. You know, it was played very well between us two.
Yeah, I played a dwarf and you played the pilot.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird playing like a main person because I've only ever done it once before, and that was in the Flash Gordon game during ShakeOn. And
Well, you've been getting some
it's
serious practice in, mate.
Yeah,
I've been playing some big games
I've
recently.
been trying to
good
trying
on
to
you.
get out of my comfort
Good
zone.
on
Really,
you,
and
mate.
it's-
Yeah,
I really
definitely.
enjoyed it. It was
Good.
great fun.
Yeah, this is the Daring Tales of the Space Lanes are basically free adventures that are available online, but we had a cracking time. Yeah.
I would play it again definitely.
But
It was great fun.
So check that out.
Wicked.
We'll put a link in the description.
Yeah, I started listening to it this morning actually while I was in bed.
Well good, mate.
Got a bit weird, had to get out of bed.
So that is what we've been slaying, motherfuckers. But let's get into the main subject.
The main subject.
Yes.
Yes!
Main. Subject. Main. Subject. Sorry.
It's street fighting time. Round one, fight! If it's me or my dad, you get a scar on your chest like Saka. She fighting, that's what I'm bad at. My thing working perfect. I come through in the beat up under. Give man a 100 slaps like he under. Give me the mic and let me ride it with him, cause I spit the fire just like thou Sim. I'm a Liverpool invader, climbing to the top just like Vega.
You got something, you're a wanker. I'm blanker.
I got money in the bank. You're a wanker.
What is that song?
It's DEE, I think it is.
God, that
Street
sounds so
Fighter.
bad.
It's street fighting time.
Okay.
D-double.
Alright, I might put a clip of that in here.
Please do, because it was fucking brilliant.
Okay, so this main subject, as I've said earlier on, we brought Peter on here because he is an expert at fighting games.
I wouldn't say expert.
He's an expert at fighting, and we brought him on here to talk about Street Fighter, the RPG. So you've been reading through this book, and you've got some notes down here. So
I have indeed.
Take us through the game, man.
So basically, Street Fighter RPG was written in 1994. So it was about 2 years after World Warriors came out on the SNES and the Mega Drive and the arcades. Actually, I think I'm wrong. That might be 91. So fuck.
So you've already fucked it.
Yeah, already
That's
fucked
it.
All right,
So
let's-
Street
anyway,
Fighter
it's
RPG, you
facts.
throw Street Fighter arcade machines at each other.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
much.
And,
So
It's basically a medieval universe, but you use Street Fighter the arcade as a
weapon.
So
Sorry, Pete. Go on, mate.
it's roughly around about the time one of the iterations came out. It might be Super Turbo or something.
To be
along those
fair-
Oh, okay, so Street Fighter 2 had been established for a while.
Yeah, it'd
and
been
then-
around for a few years, yeah. So,
Yeah, I was going to say it's not going to be based on Street Fighter 1, is it? Nobody remembers that.
no, Fighting Street, as it was known in this country.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, God.
Yeah, it was fucking awful.
Street-
But also,
street that
fun
hits
little
you.
fact that Final Fight was originally supposed to be a Street Fighter game.
Really?
So it was originally
Yes.
codenamed as Street Fighter 89.
I didn't know that because I watched the video of it last
Yeah.
night, funny enough. Yeah.
Excellent stuff. You've
Yeah.
been doing your research.
Very interested, actually,
Fucking
the
hell.
whole Street Fighter thing. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, this game is quite a weird one. So the way that it works is sort of like a dice pool system.
Right.
So much like Vampire. Mm-hmm. So the first thing I wanted to show you, I'm just going to pass this round, is the front cover. The artwork is god awful. It is fucking
It is
horrible.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, man.
I think the thing about it is that what they've done here. What the fuck is going on there?
It's all 3D.
This is a live
stuff.
reaction
look at
right
her.
now.
Oh, it's like a realistic Blanca. It's like there's
Yeah.
no cartooniness about it
Pretty
whatsoever.
much, yeah.
They're like almost like
And like
photorealistic, aren't they?
Cammy's head looks like it's been like just stuck on
Look
there.
at her face. She's like,
Yeah,
so she really doesn't want to be there.
They don't even look like they're fighting. They look like they're posing.
Yeah,
awkwardly.
they are.
do.
It does, yeah.
there's a guy in the background just sort of cheering them on.
And he's not even a character from Street Fighter. Weird.
Not to mention, he's not a character from Street Fighter. That's just John. That's just John.
That's how I made John. No, it's almost like Blanca's stretching Cammy's leg for her, like she's about to get ready for a race.
Yeah. It's old Street Fighter running game.
Yeah. So it's a physio game.
You know the physio game.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that fucking weird character in the background. He looks. That's horrific.
That's creepy.
Wait, there's another one in the back left
Oh yeah, shit.
with the mask.
That's the writers. They just put themselves in. Where's Vega?
Yeah, back left.
Who the hell
Is it Vega?
No, that looks like Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat.
It's sort of like a cross between Sub-Zero and Vega.
So he's got two bystanders looking at her getting her leg stretched, and Blanca's looking real happy about it.
Also, to be honest, right, I know that Cammy and Blanca are sort of staple characters at this point in the Street Fighter series, but I mean, at that time,
Blanca was, but Cammy wasn't.
Cammy was.
No,
Definitely
Cammy was
not.
only just
Chun-Li was the only lady Street Fighter
up
ranger, wasn't
until Turbo, I think it was, because they added
if we're
the
talking iconic characters, you're really going to pick Cammy?
No.
Right, exactly.
You would nowadays, but not back in '94.
Not back then,
No,
no.
definitely not. Maybe it was because they wanted a bit of tits on the front cover.
Maybe.
No, you're absolutely right. Let's be honest.
Let's put the green guy because he's cool, and the one with the big tits.
Yeah.
We, they obviously made like a first cover. They were like, it's got Ryu and Ken on it, and they're like, there's no green guys, there's no tits.
Why are there no leg stretching? Put it in the bin. And there's no random guys in the back. This is bullshit.
But then you go through the rest of the book. The rest of the artwork's really nice.
Okay, good.
It's like they literally took the artist's work from the promotional work for Street Fighter 2 and actually added it in. So I'm just showing the group the rest of some of the artwork. So there's another Blanca in there that's really nice.
That's cool.
Decent, yeah,
So maybe they blew all their budget on the actual inside artwork and then just had to throw anything together for the front.
To start the book, actually, they had a little prelude thing in there. You know, little adventure story.
Cool.
It was all original characters, and it wasn't the worst thing I ever read. It could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot better, but the artwork on it was really nice. It goes into quite a lot of description, and it's basically talking about a martial artist who basically gets corrupted by money and has to go back and find his sensei, who has been murdered by Shadaloo. And
By who? Shampoo?
Shadaloo.
Oh, right.
That's M. Bison's organisation.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so he sends a couple of henchmen out, and it's basically not Vega, but a Vega-like character assassin who comes and murders
Vega.
him.
So
Vega.
So this is like that thing they always do in Lord of the Rings video games, where it's like you can't play as Legolas, but you can be a Regulus.
or Beggarless or Negarless, yeah.
In this book, you can play Rowrog
Yeah.
or PU.
Really stinky character.
Or Ren.
Oh, good old Ren.
N. the Bison.
Don't you mean N. Dyson?
N. Dyson, the creator of the world's first Psycho Hoover.
Oh,
We can play as Wanker.
Hey! How long
there
until
it
we got
is.
that one?
and a fat Chun-Li, Chin-Li.
Oh yes.
Oh, lovely.
That's good.
So the Prelude Adventures half decent.
It's called Rebirth of Honor. It's not bad. It could have been a lot worse. I actually read that on the way back from Shake-On, and it was quite nice to read at 8:30 in the morning whilst I had no sleep.
Honestly, I was thinking bus full of Northerners.
Fucking Northerners. The next thing I noticed about this actually is that this art person has a real fascination with Blanca and Cammy, because the next drawing is fucking Cammy.
Oh, yeah.
Again.
For fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
That's alright. Could be worse.
I don't get it. I really don't understand what the fascination was with these two characters.
It's really just pushing that agenda.
Cammy was pretty hard.
Definitely is. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, if you're into pixelated boobs, which obviously you are.
Who isn't Pete?
So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah,
Sorry, Pete. Just oogling Cammy.
gotta love a bit.
James has zoomed right in.
He's now currently zooming in and out of Cammy's boobs.
Right, yeah, I was going to say, this is a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why the audio description was in there
Yeah,
for people who
exactly.
can't see.
Sorry, Peter. Continue.
Right, so James has now brought the picture up actually, which was also a very nice one as well, with Blanca chomping someone's shoulder.
It's got.
Some cyborg type guy.
Yeah.
It looks
Right.
cool, man. It's a decent drawing.
It's cool, yeah. It's proper comic book-esque.
It feels like they've taken a lot of the promotional artwork from the Street Fighter cabinets and from the instruction books of the SNES and that.
Cool.
And they've basically just posted it in here, and they're really nice.
Have they
Like-
treated their subject matter lovingly then?
Oh fuck no, have they not?
Oh, right, okay.
That's
Like,
a shame.
it's literally like they went, all right, let's write a Street Fighter book. Let's put all of this in. Let's piss all over it.
Oh,
You know. So
Such a shame.
there's a lot of stuff in here. So as I said, the book was written in '94, and it makes a lot of mentions to Goken. Now, I went back and looked at my research, and Goken wasn't officially known to the Street Fighter universe until 2008. So how the fuck did they know that?
I think it must have been somewhere in the lore banks at Capcom or something like this. So
Yeah.
Goken was the guy that taught Ken and Ryu their
Yeah.
style.
Oh, is that the
of
dude
martial
with the big, is he a character he played? He's got the big,
no,
big
that's-
balls around his neck.
That's Akuma.
That's
But
Akuma,
They did
sorry.
have a character in Street Fighter 4 called Goken, who was his their sensei.
Right.
He was murdered by Akuma after he went to the dark zone.
in the Japanese version of Street Fighter 2. God, I'm such a nerd.
All right then, you nerd.
Yeah, so he's mentioned.
But he
You've
was
out-nerded
it was
Pete.
known over here, due to translation errors, as Sheng Long.
Yeah.
Shane Long.
Sheng Long.
No, not Shane.
Shane Long.
Oh, mate, but I'm Shane Long.
You're gonna be tough to beat my teacher, Shane.
Now that went down as
Long
a translation error, so everyone always knew that their master was known as Sheng Long, which was really weird. So
Okay.
that was very fucking strange. So there's a lot of mention to Goken, even though he wasn't officially confirmed in the universe until about 2008,
Okay.
which was pretty strange. So there's a lot of other stuff in this that is very noticeable. Rather than saying he or she or them, it literally explains every character as she does this, she does that. Now, I'm not being sexist, but there are men in this game too.
Oh, you know why, Pete? It's because he's assuming that every single person would automatically play Cammy.
Yeah.
Most of the artwork is of female characters. So
Yeah.
there's a very nice Chun-Li there.
Yeah,
That's
Chun-Li.
Um,
Move it across the Chun-Li again.
There's another
Looks
Chun-Li.
like she's
Sticking her butt out.
pooing.
Yeah,
Looks
he
like
does.
she's
He's
standing
an
up.
angry pert. Look at
Now, the
her
one
face.
thing I noticed
Chun-Li
about
doing
this
angry
artwork...
poo. No, wait, actually, look, James. In that picture where Chun-Li's bending over, it looks like she's taking a dump.
Yeah.
There's a puddle underneath her.
Oh, dear.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh, fucking hell.
Well done.
I didn't notice that before.
Uh-oh.
Chun-Li might have taken a little wee.
Chun-Wee.
Chun poop.
But there's a lot of stuff in there that was quite different, actually. I was quite surprised when I was reading it that the Street Fighter team is not just the fighters. You can have manager characters as well.
What?
That's what the guys in the
Yeah.
background on the cover are.
That's it.
Oh, yes.
That's
so that must be them then.
Well, like wrestlers, they come down to the ring. Like,
No, so it could be like WWE, you know, sort of like, I can't remember their names.
Bobby
like
the
Paul
Brain
Bearer,
comes
I
down.
think
Paul
it
Bearer,
was.
Paul
Fucking
Bearer, yeah,
hell.
that's it.
He just come down with an
Mean
urn.
Gene
He's like,
and
look
Hulk
at me,
Hogan.
I'm so cool.
Yeah.
No, you're fucking not. You're a fat tit.
So wait, so the thing is, who would ever play that though? Like, you're creating your character, and you're like, okay, so you could be like a green dude who bites people. You could be, obviously, there's only really two options in there. There's green dude that bites people, or there's Kylie Minogue who's got thunder thighs. But the thing is, like,
An Australian British person.
yeah, exactly. But the thing is, like,
but I want to manage them.
yeah,
That's all I want to do.
I don't want to fight. I just want to organise flights.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah. And you stand off to the sidelines, and suddenly you get to take a Hadouken to the face by accident.
No, what they needed, you know,
I'm
in,
just a manager.
You know-
Why? Why me?
you know, in all the games they got the
Yeah,
people in the scenes. They got the people in the background. That's what they needed. So they've included all the people in the background as well.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
oh, the guy, the moving arm guy.
yeah, like,
Yeah, that's like.
The guy on Ken's stage is actually
Yeah, that's how they did it. They were like, oh, but we need some rule in here that makes sure that people are in the background moving their arm. They're like, okay, roll initiative, and then they're like, okay, manager, on your turn, what are you going to do? And you're like,
Raise my
I move
arm.
my arm. I raise my arm. I move my arm back down. I raise my arm. I move my arm back down.
It's a good move. He gets a bit of punch.
Yeah,
it's a good encouragement.
Yeah, exactly.
Encouragement
Add a plus two.
Yeah,
And a plus two to booking
If we
flights.
play this game, I would play a manager.
that's because you're subversive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Anti-conflict.
yeah, exactly.
Can't we just talk this out?
What if everyone rolled managers?
Oh
Then we'd be managing each other.
Yeah, just be like, I can manage you better. than can-
through that door, I'm not too happy about that.
Yeah, difficult.
Yeah, but you managing me just then. I'm going to manage that. I'm going to manage that.
I managed the shit out of that, mate.
And your managing skills, I'm managing him back.
So I go, you couldn't manage a turd in a field.
I definitely think
Yeah,
we've
we'll
got a new
manage
game.
this.
We've definitely got a new game here. Micromanager, the RPG.
like it.
Hey.
Manager 28.
Championship manager.
Oh shit.
So, oh Jesus.
So far, you're not liking it.
What do you think?
Oh man, there's got to be some goodness in
Honestly,
there. Come on, Pete.
It could have been a lot. I have
Tell
explained
me
the good.
combat's amazing.
I have explained the good things. The artwork is nice.
Tell me combat's amazing.
The combat is interesting.
Okay.
I'm just going to show you a character sheet here.
Yep.
So this is just Ken's character sheet. So you've got a list of special moves, and you know full well that Ken's special moves is Shoryukens and all of that.
This
sort
is
of
literally
thing.
Vampire.
Yeah.
It is honestly just
But-
ripped
yeah, it is.
straight out
Look
of
at
Vampire.
look at the stats though, right? So obviously you've got the dice pool blocks that you have to scribble in. Almost all of them are full up.
It's vampire.
Not to mention, they are. They're literally almost all full ups. Not only that, but even the skills are straight ripped off of Vampire.
I never thought I'd see subterfuge again.
I
It's
honestly
on there.
Wise, intimidation, alertness, survival. These are Vampire.
That honestly didn't come to me when I actually was
Physical,
reading this
social,
book.
and mental
I
attributes.
didn't think about that.
Talent,
Oh my God.
skills, and knowledges.
They've been whittled down a little bit, I think. haven't
Yeah,
they?
the
But-
backgrounds and techniques.
No
When was
way.
Vampire made?
80s.
Yeah,
No, early 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is Vampire.
That's a vampire character.
This is the same system as Vampire.
Shall we try and rub the Street Fighter thing out at the top and see whether it says Vampire the Masquerade underneath
Well, you just
it?
rub it out and it's hidden under there.
The big reveal.
Even though you printed this at work, it'll be like, it says Vampire.
So that picture where someone's getting eaten or there's a vampire
It's
in
probably
the
a
book.
vampire thing.
Oh my god! Have we just discovered something? Tell me it's been made by White Wolf then?
No.
What?
How did they do it?
blatant plagiarism
How did
here
they
or
rip
what?
this off?
This is Vampire.
That is the vampire character sheet.
This
Whoa.
is Vampire.
Well, to whoever wrote this book,
Wow.
you're a fucking plagiarist, you dirty bastards.
Oh my god, Pete, you must have been so wrapped up in your hatred for
You didn't
it that
notice.
you didn't notice.
Yes, I was so annoyed trying to read this. This was a struggle, to say the least.
But that is really weird because I don't think Vampire is a combat game at all. That's a really dumb system to use.
That's probably why they did
Yeah.
it. It's like, oh, it's not very combaty. We're going to make one that is. And
That'd be
steal
funny,
it.
but surely something like Savage Worlds for Street Fighter would be good with exploding dice. 'cause
Well, it
everyone's
didn't
super
exist at the
hits.
time.
Nick,
But
Oh,
like,
that's true.
honestly, you've hit the nail on the head here. I was actually thinking, is there a way of trying to convert this into another system? And
course.
Savage Worlds was definitely the one that I thought would probably work really well.
totally. I've seen people do things like that. I mean, the thing is,
The wrestling one, isn't it?
yeah, I can't believe this. That's knocked me for six. That is, I don't know if they did it legally and bought this or whatever, but Jesus,
We have to look into
it's
that.
literally Vampire. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
believe that.
So, speaking of which, there is actually quite an interesting system with the critical fails. They call it botches in this one.
Same as Vampire.
Okay.
They're called botches. Oh my god.
So yeah, I brought that up, and now I have realised that fucking Vampire.
Vampire Street Fighter.
Yeah, I mean,
Street Fighter: The Masquerade.
yeah, yeah. You can't reveal you can't reveal that you're a Street Fighter.
Really, you're a
It's part
vampire.
of Masquerade. Yeah.
Yeah, there was also another interesting thing in here. Is they actually had a quote from Bruce Lee.
What?
Yeah,
Why?
they had a quote from Bruce.
I think he
from
might have been
Bruce
dead
Lee
by this time.
in Enter the Dragon.
Oh right.
Now this
Bruce,
complete-
can you give us a quote on this
Put
book,
a mic
please?
near a grave.
Get the fuck away. Bruce Lee says ...
So yeah, it was a quote from the movie, which is fine. But this completely contradicts the fact that they actually have their own Bruce Lee universe character in Fei Long.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah.
So that's kind of stupid, isn't it?
Yeah, because then they're sort of acknowledging the fact that they've kind of ripped Bruce Lee off and come up with this completely unoriginal character.
Oh my god.
Noose Reed.
Of course!
So chi is that basically presumably the less chi you have, the less human you feel, and
No, incorrect. Basically, chi is used for your special moves.
Right.
oh
So
right,
when
okay.
you-
I was
so
going to say
For your Hadoukens.
So yeah, your Hadoukens, your Shoryukens, your spinning bird kicks for Chun-Li and stuff like that. They all
Your tiger
use chi.
uppercut?
We'll get to that one, Nick, because there's an interesting admission from this book. I have told James about this one.
Go on.
I asked him to print me off some character sheets for this
Yeah.
one. And I noticed full well that there are a couple of characters missing.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, there
So
are.
I wanted to get a couple of boss characters. So you got the four kings. So you've got Bison, Sagat, Balrog, and Vega.
Yep.
Vega's missing. Bison's missing.
What?
And so is Sagat.
What?
It's so dumb.
What, the most
but they
evil
have
characters
But
in
they
the
have
game?
Balrog.
So Balrog, the boxer, is
Yeah.
going to be like the end boss of the game.
The prize fighter.
So
Oh,
he's like
wow.
the shittest one.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's like a sub boss.
Yeah,
How can
and-
they take Bison and Sagat out?
And Vega. They took Vega out too.
man. So
Bison
Chung Lee's
like-
just like, ha ha ha.
Pretty much. You
So
ain't
what-
going to be
what-
raping me today.
Yeah.
So what have they got? So what have they got to do in the game then? Like, surely, like they'll be like the Shadowloo Corporation is really running amok here, and they'll be like, who's heading it up? And they're like, no one.
Well, they made
Some boxer guy.
Some boxer, and he's like trying to type on a keyboard. And he's like,
been in too many times,
That sort of reminds me of the Street Fighter movie where Balrog is actually trying to type using his boxing gloves.
I remember that.
That's so fucking bad. But so they've obviously omitted these characters
Sounds like a
from the
legal
book.
minefield.
It's so weird. Like they specifically said in the book as well. I was reading the quote, reading it this morning. They said these characters are going to be coming in the next edition.
Ah.
That never came.
It never
so
came.
they cut content so they could sell in the second book.
It would seem that way,
They
definitely.
got sued by White Wolf and nothing ever came of it.
Yeah.
It's possible, yeah. So they might have
have to follow
plagiarised
to
this
that.
system a little bit too much. They thought, oh, we can get away with a second edition. Nah, you can't. Sorry, mate.
No Sagats. All them kids, all them 90s kids that were, playing Street Fighter and getting so excited for the next edition when they could finally get Sagat and M. Bison. They're still
Yeah.
waiting.
So, throughout the rest of the book as well, they have these little things in here, like little campaign scenarios that you can add in. It's usual for most books, isn't it? So, there's a scenario in there where Cammy is trying to
Who made Vampire?
White Wolf.
I just used Podbot, and Podbot said, go to sfrpg.com, and it's streetfighterrpg.com. It says, published by White Wolf in 94.
nice.
Okay, so
all that we take back.
So we regret saying that whoever wrote this is a bastard. Actually, no,
They still are.
I don't care because I don't know why they would have used this system to make a game all about fighting.
So yeah, so this little scenario in there was Cammy trying to infiltrate a base in the Himalayas, I think it is, and it's near a skiing village. So she drops into this skiing village,
Yes.
and is trying to infiltrate. Now, the only way that she can actually infiltrate it is by posing as a young girl.
Yes.
But she's like 6 foot.
Yeah,
Which makes
no
built like
sense.
a brick shit house.
And what they mean by
Hey, can I get in? I'm really small.
Oh.
which is quite weird. So the one glaring error that I noticed in this area is the fact that Cammy, being an English person, would say bollocks, would she not?
I suppose.
It says bollocksed.
Bollocks to that, mate.
I'm a little girl. And I need to get right in here because I'm sick of all this cold bollocks. Let me in.
I really bollocks this one up. I think that was
Not,
a direct...
oop, I've smashed the door because of my massive hands.
I mean, little girly hand.
And she honestly tries to blag her way in by saying she's like 15 or 16, and they let her in. It's
On
so
skis.
That's
weird. Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's so fucking dumb. Anyway,
That's really.
so so they have, like I said, they have the willpower, they have the chi systems and stuff like that. It feels very much like Vampire now, thinking about it, and I just can't understand where they went with this one. I just don't get it. I really don't get how it can be this bad.
So the special moves any good then, Pete?
The special moves are kind of terrible.
So do that because I know that obviously this is used as the vampire system or the White Wolf system, I should say, the World of Darkness system. So the special moves, how do they work? Do they work like the spells from Vampire at all? Because those had sort of like most of them didn't really have effects where it would be like you get to hit this amount of damage, did they? It was usually like some gameplay benefit or role-playing benefit or something like this. So do they do things such as like for an example, do you have Hadouken, for example? How does that work?
Yeah, so basically with the combat itself, you would have to spend a power of your chi
Right.
to
So
use
like
it.
a blood point.
Yeah.
So it's basically like spending a blood point.
Right.
So the one interesting
So
thing
we're changing chi to blood point from now on.
the one thing I did notice whilst doing the small character creation in this is actually that there are certain things called linkers, which people would know if you played Street Fighter. You can actually combo into moves, which is kind of cool actually. So that's one of the only good things I will say about this. Is you can spend some of your points into having a combo potential.
That's nice.
Which is quite nice. So you could do, like in Street Fighter, Ryu can do a crouching medium kick into a fireball.
Nice.
which is
Cool.
quite nice.
I like that.
So you would have to spend
The old Hellcart.
you have to spend a blood point to do so.
Right.
Sorry, chi point.
A blood chi.
Yeah, blood.
Blood cheat, yeah.
So yeah, that was quite nice actually.
But then, so
is there the potential to do devastating special moves? Like if you spend like 4 chi in something,
I
you
don't-
knock someone's head off.
I honestly don't think you can. I think you can only spend 1 point at a time to do so.
And then how do you get chi back? So you have to presumably bite
chi-
somebody and then suck their blood.
No, chi is regained over time. So when you're not in combat, I think you regain a chi point every 15 minutes. The interesting part was the honour and glory system, actually. I really quite like the honour and glory system to a certain degree. Now, you can play 2 different factions of characters, basically. You can play a character that wants all the glory, so go and win your fights and you gain notoriety within the Street Fighter world.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like Balrog, basically.
Yeah.
He fights, basically, to get money and get glory.
Yeah.
Or you can be an honourable character like Ryu is. But with the fact that Ryu is quite a powerful character, he gains a lot of honour through glory anyway.
Right,
Or
okay.
gains glory through honour anyway. So it was quite nice actually sort of going, alright, so you win a fight, you gain this point of glory. Or you gain this point of honour, depending on what faction your character is, basically. So
So it's a progression kind of thing.
yeah,
to it,
but you don't gain them straight away. You actually get temporary points. So you have to gain 10 temporary points in either one to gain a permanent point.
Right. Okay.
And your honour and your glory can go down dependent on what choices you make as a player. So if you do something that goes completely against the glory system, then you will lose glory.
Like it.
So say Balrog decides to go and help someone, he would lose
Or
glory.
if Ryu decides, I'll be back, and then goes rob mugs someone.
Pretty
No
much,
reason.
yeah. He would lose honour. by doing so.
Give me a wallet.
That's quite good. It's quite a cool morality system, I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So
There are some nice little nuggets of decency in there, but most of all, it is peppered with shit.
Right,
but that's about it, though, isn't it? That's literally it. It's that one thing.
You know, this RPG is actually incomplete still. It's still in the works. On their website, there's a thing called the G file, which is another 188-page document where it's adding all of the other characters that are canon.
Coming
Canon
soon.
to the story. No, you can get it now, and then it's got the character images in part of the character sheet. But next to the characters, where it usually has text about them, it just got text. If I just quickly show you this as we wrap it up, right?
Unbelievable.
So it's got all this really awesome artwork, right?
added a Kumari today
They've
as
got
well.
loads and loads of stuff. But the further I get down, right? So here you go. They're adding, as it says on their
Wow.
website, the idea
It's been rebooted.
in this part was to add
A game.
all the character styles maneuvers of Alpha 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The X series no longer included, as the person has learnt it's not canon.
Yeah,
So it's still incomplete.
Why are they doing that?
I don't know. And this was last updated in July this year.
year.
Yeah,
This year.
it would have had to been this year.
So
because
some
obviously
old guys in a boardroom going, you know what you need to do? Bring back that Street Fighter game.
How the hell did they still have the license for that though?
I guess nobody else has bought it. Well,
Nobody
everyone
wants
else
it.
knows it's a bad idea.
No one wants it.
That is Street Fighter the RPG. Yeah, as I'm for the third time trying to conclude this. Well done, everyone. Thank you very much for bringing that, Pete. I really enjoyed hearing about it. It was
Thanks,
awesome.
Pete.
Yeah, thanks,
And I'm
Pete.
sorry you had to read that.
That's alright. Like, as a Street Fighter fan, it was quite entertaining.
Well,
because
yeah,
it
you
made
got-
a lot of references. It was quite cool in that sense, and the art, like I said, the artwork was pretty nice.
Well, because you pretty much consume everything Street Fighter. I mean, you watch The Legend of Chun-Li, for fuck's sake.
Harrison, I told you never to mention that on a public podcast. That was just between me and you, man.
It's a competition.
Right, so we're wrapping up the competition time that we recently had, announced to send in your RPG related dad jokes. The competition was to win £5 vouchers for, where was it again?
The Pinnacle Web Store, Peg Inc.
Peg Inc.
Oh yes, so there's 5 of them, so that's £25 in total. And we had 2 entries, well 2 people enter.
Yeah.
Now, but one of them has expressly said that they do not want to win. They don't want to win outright.
There's no reflection on Pinnacle. I'm sure.
No.
I think it might be.
Not at all. It's because they felt, they recycled some old jokes that they kind of found themselves, and we think that the second entry, anyway, they They made it up themselves. So
No, they didn't either. So
Did they not?
no, they're both pasted from the internet.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is the worst turnout in a
oh my
competition we've ever
god,
had.
did not realise
But
that.
thanks anyway for sending them in.
Yeah, cheers.
And to be
You know-
fair, there are comedians out there who do actually make a living off of stealing jokes. Amy Schumer.
Oh,
So Amy Schumer, if you're listening, come on the podcast and defend yourself. All right, James. So
know who that is.
the
Okay.
entries. Go ahead.
right. So I'm going to go for Manuel Sam's entries to begin with.
Go on.
The first one is: a sandwich walks into a tavern. The barkeep yells, "Oi! We don't serve food here."
That's good.
Don't laugh at that.
Well, I lost the point, sorry.
Yeah.
Right. Second, fighter. How do you make holy water? Cleric. We boil the hell out of it.
You see what he's done there, right? Is he's just taken an existing joke and put fighter and cleric in the middle of it.
Yeah. Smart moves there.
No, it's not. It's annoying.
Go on, manners. Yeah, big up the manners. All right. So his third joke was: how do you call a rigger who has his ride stolen? Carlos.
Oh, God. I see what you did there.
Right, we got to get through these faster. They're annoying me.
Okay, and the fourth: our monk isn't doing any martial arts for a higher purpose. He's just in it for the kicks.
That one's a good one, actually.
Not bad. Not bad.
What do you call a minotaur with no legs? Ground beef.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
This one, I don't know why. This one really went straight over my head. But our wizard has a lot of problems reading scrolls. He doesn't know why.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
I really just.
So if anyone could...
Is that some German
that
joke
again?
that English
So
people don't
next
get?
competition is to
Decrypt this bloody joke.
decrypt that joke. And then the winning entry comes in from Terry Hansen with a copy-pasted joke that he found on the internet.
But it says, 2 of my players were frustrated that I wouldn't let them play as Chinese necromancer twins. I told them that 2 Wongs don't make a white.
That's a good one. So thank you to Reddit for that. We'll be sending those vouchers over to...
Go on to the r/TableTopTwats.
Well done, Terry. Anyway, Terry, I'll send over those vouchers to you shortly. Cheers, mate.
We Tesla.
Well done, Terry.
I think that's going to be the last competition we never do. Goodbye.
Welcome to the Chamber of Challenges. Chamber of Challenges. The Chamber of Challenges. Chamber of Challenges. The Chamber of Challenges.
So, welcome to the Chamber of Challenges.
Chambre of challenges.
So, I've got a challenge for the 3 of you. So, this challenge is called What Dat. Okay?
What that?
Yeah, What Dat. So, basically, what you got to do is identify
What dat?
What Dat.
What that?
So, I'm going to play you some sounds, right? And all you got to do is just tell me what it is, right?
Okay.
So, yeah, it's basically it, man. I mean, I can't really explain it any fairer than that. So, the first one, here we go. Oh, fuck. Did anyone see where that went?
Go re-roll that shit, mate.
What?
Okay, do you want me to play that again?
Yes, please.
Okay. Oh, fuck. Did anyone see where that went?
That's a dead roll.
Yeah.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
Okay, Nick, ding ding, 1 point. You got it right.
Well, Nick.
That was the sound of a dead roll.
A real live dead roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Was that recorded during Dungeon Crawl by any chance?
No, it wasn't. Okay, but next sound.
Ooh, lovely. Freshly baked. I'll be taking this for my supper.
A thief. Okay, Nick said a thief. James and Peter.
I'm gonna go for I don't know, a giant. No.
I'm going for an orc.
Fine.
Okay, yeah, I've got to be more specific than that.
Okay, can we hear it one more time?
Yep, of course.
Ooh, lovely. Freshly baked. I'll be taking this for my supper.
Classic.
I don't know. I think it's like I changed my answer. I'm allowed to do that.
Sure.
Right, I'm going to go for a goblin who's just come across, I don't know, a carcass, and he's literally just gonna eat it like it said.
I think it's a pie. I think someone thieving a pie, like hot pie from a window.
Like Mama used to make.
Is that your answer?
Okay, right. Well, okay, I'm going to cut it there. That was, you came very close, but that was a goblin stealing a loaf of bread.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
Okay, so next one.
What that?
Lovely. I can see my face in it.
Shining a sword
Yeah.
or an axe.
Who's shining the sword?
A lady warrior.
An elf.
Okay, James, you nailed it. Yes, a lady warrior shining a sword.
I just thought that was what sound you made when you wanked.
Oh, lovely! I can see my face.
Yeah, I didn't say what type of sword it was. It could have been
that sword.
It could have been a pork sword.
Yeah, it could have been, yeah.
Right, now it's time to tell me what that.
'Tis a sprawling dungeon. Get back, foul beast. I shall slay you in one fell swoop.
Well, actually, I get to hit you first, too.
It's definitely Lord of the Rings.
Crit foul.
No, yeah, it was an initiative roll, wasn't it?
Nice one. Ding ding.
Nice. Actually,
Yeah, an initiative roll. Well done, mate.
Well
Very
done.
nice.
Okay, now this last one, right? This is the real challenger.
What
All
that?
right, you ready? Got to tell me what that.
End of the world kind of situation.
Sounds like the Falling Island from our vampire campaign.
It does. It does. It literally does.
Space fight.
Nailed it.
Yes!
Fuck you, Nick. I was actually going to say that as well.
I tell you what, I wish you listeners could have seen it. Nick he was completely silent through that, staring at the ground. All right, his hat got turned backwards, and he was like there, sort of just sitting on his hands as well, really thinking. And just before he said it, you know, if you've ever seen those game shows where they're just about to press the buzzer or give their last answer, and they really are unsure of the answer, and he was just like, "Space fight!" Like that. It was like, oh,
Yeah, man.
brilliant.
I was there. I felt like I was there. Very
I
good.
think you correctly identified for what that.
What that?
So well done, guys. Yeah,
We know what that.
What that.
That was
Wicked.
epic.
I really enjoyed that. That was good fun. Thank you very much.
Good stuff.
Hey everybody, come gather around the fireside. I got a story to tell you about a time when I beat 2 goblins and 3 basilisks all by myself. That's right, I did it with my own 2 hands. And my trusty 6-shooter, of course, but that's not the point. Point is, I beat him. I won. Fireside Tales.
So this is Fireside Tales, where we tell you about our RPG experiences, the stories that we've experienced
Ourself.
and then we tell you about it, what we've done.
What that?
Now tell me, Harrison, what's the general theme of this Fireside Tales?
Loss, sadness,
Woe,
Yes.
woe,
regret.
Angst.
regret and woe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Woe is me.
No, basically, I wanted to tell a story, and Pete, you can chime in on this because I wanted to tell the story of the Stag Don't.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so this was a one shot in Call of Cthulhu. Well, it's basically using the Call of Cthulhu system, but it wasn't necessarily a horror game. The idea of this game was run by my brother, and it was essentially that 3 guys had gone on to a stag do, which is basically a bachelor party weekend in a Vegas-like town. It was basically an approximation of Vegas.
Imagine basically watching The Hangover.
Yeah, and with that, what's happened was they lost all of their plane tickets and money, and they woken up the next day with no recollection of what happened, completely hungover, and they had to find enough money to be able to buy plane tickets. Now, the amount of money we needed was 50 grand, wasn't it?
It was an absurd amount of money
Yeah.
to try and get back home. I couldn't understand it, but
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense, but that's not how much a plane ticket would cost, but it made more fun for the game because the fact of the matter is that, I mean, we basically had 2 days to get 50 grand, which is a fun campaign. to get home. So what happened is that my brother, he had all these events set up around Vegas that we were supposed to walk around and hear about. For example, there was a rap battle that we could participate in. There was a dungeon experience that we could participate in. So we'd do a mini dungeon crawl. There was
something to do with a strip club as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, some things like this. And we just forewent all of this stuff and just did our own thing. So the first thing we saw was when we woke up in our hotel room, we saw that last night apparently we'd taken 2 tigers into our room and locked them in the bathroom.
Yeah. So one of the player characters, Johnny, had literally walked in just to go for a piss and saw 2 tigers in the bathroom. So quickly closed the door. I was like, guys, there's some tigers in the bathroom.
And then my character was like, all right, guys, should we go and get breakfast? And then we went downstairs and we go to get breakfast. And then we started coming up with like a plan. And I nicked the cash register from the breakfast place in our hotel.
Yeah, so me and Johnny had made a distraction so that he would actually do that. I chipped my tooth because Harrison poured a load of beans on some cutlery on my breakfast.
Yeah, I was like, this will be a great prank. He's going to eat the beans and it'll be full of forks.
So in the ensuing chaos, I chipped my tooth and went to go and complain about it and got really angry.
I got a cash register, had about $300 in it. And then we were like, okay, well, what we need to do is like go and buy a gun, right? So instead, I didn't buy a gun. I bought a grenade. And then
similar.
Yeah, then what happened was while we were buying the grenade, I was outside having a cigarette, right? And these mafia guys picked me up, and they're threatening me with guns. And the mafia guys like, I think you have something that belongs to me. 2 tigers were robbed off me last night, and I'm like, I don't even remember what happened last night. And I get out the grenade, and I'm like, right, drop your guns, you fucks. Drop the guns, take them apart. All right, I'm having your trousers too. And I take all the trousers, and Sean's like, okay, well they drop their guns, they give you their trousers. I take all the gun parts, put them in like a
satchel, basically.
Yeah, into a satchel, and I'm like, all right, see you later, fuck bags, and get out the limo. I walk back over to the shop before these guys have even finished shopping. I don't want to worry them, so I didn't tell them about the mafia guys that had just taken me in the car. And then we bought a sedation gun from
a trank gun from the pawn shop.
Yeah, from the pawn shop. And then we went back to the hotel room, sedated the tigers, put them on one of the lunch serving trays from the hotel room.
So we had ordered room service so that we could get this dining tray, and there was like 10 steaks on it. So we chucked one of the steaks into the room just to try and distract this tiger, basically.
Oh my God. And then we put the tigers like in the duvet, put it on top of the dinner service thing, wheeled it down the street to the strip club, and then we waited for the tigers to start moving, for the sedation to wear off. And then when that started happening, we instantly, in the ensuing chaos where all the tigers started tearing all the people in the strip club to pieces, we then ran into the back, cracked the safe with the grenade, and then nicked 50 grand from it. And then just at the end, I leapt behind the counter. Me and Johnny leapt behind the counter, poured ourselves a pint, and we saw these tigers just tearing people apart, all these strippers getting maimed. And then my character's drinking a pint, and he's like, "Ass, I get though a fucking stag though." And then he leaps out, gets in a cab, and we fuck off back home.
So basically, Sean was like, "Oh, is there anything else you want to do?" And we just went, "No, go to the airport. We got a couple of hours."
Yeah, and then basically that was it. We solved Sean's campaign, basically his one shot in
an hour and a half, I think it was, of a 4-hour session.
It was supposed to be a 4-hour session, and we did it in an hour.
And he was literally just,
you know, a stag do.
Honestly, he was literally just sat there, went, "Well, that's game over then."
Yeah,
it was. It was fucking awesome.
That sounds fun, man. Wicked.
So you've got your
yeah, mine's quite a short and sweet one, but it's I don't know if you guys remember, but obviously I went away on holiday earlier this year, and I took Forget About It with me, and I thought I'd run it for my family.
You took what? Sorry,
Forget About It, which is a game. It's
sorry, I forgot about it.
Oh shit! Fuck off, Pete.
Available now on Drive for RPG by Just Insert Imagination, and it's a very good game. It's and I took it with me, and I took with some non-players, so none of my family had RPG before, but I thought, you know what, I'll take it with me just in case. And they were up for it, so it was great. And so I ran it for them. They had a great time. Everything was going along normally. Like in Forget About It, you play some gangsters and you're trying to get somewhere, and things happen. And I'm not going to spoil. I don't want to spoil the story, but to cut a long story short, we've got to the big climactic end scene, and all the bad guys have been killed, and it's just like the mobsters are left. And they're standing over an open grave. They used a digger to dig out a grave because a lot of it takes part on a building site. And they used this this digger truck to dig a grave, and they put the bodies of the people they'd killed in there. Anyway, in Forget About It, you get handed some secrets at the beginning of the game, and it's brilliant because each character has a secret about another character. And as a player, you choose whether to act these out or not, but it's always good to have those a little bit of background. Anyway, they're all standing over this open grave congratulating each other on how well they've done and all this, that and the other. Anyway, one of the characters is sleeping with another character's wife. Out of nowhere, that guy pulls a gun, shoots him, kills him outright, and just pushes him in the open grave. I didn't see it coming at all, but because they were so close, I gave it as a dead kill because they were all pretty battered anyway from the fight. He was behind him. He's like, I'm going to pull my gun out and kill this guy.
Yeah, I mean, there's no two ways about it. You don't just roll for damage.
Yeah,
just
it was gone. He was done, and I was just
like point blank range.
Point blank range, into party kill for a bunch of newbies that had never played before. I did not see that coming at all, and I was like, congratulate you. That's so cool. Just blew his head off, dropped him in the open grave with him, and I was like, right, should we go get some food? And they all got in the car and drove off.
That's awesome.
It was classic, but I just, as a GM, I just did not see it coming from some new guys, so I was very, very surprised and impressed. But it was great.
Okay, so yeah, I say, one of my most action-heavy ones is probably one of the most recent ones that we had, which was the first episode of Bubblegum Crisis. Now, the way Harrison portrayed this first episode was to give all the players a taste for what's to come, allow them to experience as much as they possibly can and what the game has to offer, and also to allow every player to use what they've bought. So all these extra stuff that don't usually get to try out in the first 15 sessions or something until really later. Just like he's going to create a scene so we could do everything all at once. Now, basically what happened was, as soon as we turned up, there was this battle map laid out for us, and our cars and bikes and stuff were positioned in a certain way. Did a tiny bit of role playing, and then it just bam, we got straight into this action. There was loads of stuff going down. We were completely surrounded by these boomers. There was no way out on these roads, so we couldn't just ride away. We had to get into battle, and it was just really intense. There was just so much going on. There were so many things, and obviously all of our players. I mean, I was aware of the universe, but obviously Harrison always does this. If someone's aware of the universe, he changes it in a way so it's still unpredictable to that person who still knows about it. But everyone, really, they obviously had no idea what was going on. And just because I had a little idea of going on, it didn't help me at all, really, still. Because it was just crazy. Like I said, we were surrounded. Everyone was doing these crazy rolls. There was really, really tactical decisions that had to be made. And the difference that Bubblegum Crisis has is that all of the damage that we take is essentially, it's like real life. The only way to heal is to go to hospital and pay for your care. So we had to be careful about the decisions we made and about the damage that we were getting. And it was just, really surprising, really, really just intense. Like I said earlier, I think all of us during that scene were just sitting there sweating. And Nick said that he went home that night just felt shattered.
Mate, shattered.
Yeah, because I mean, the thing about that is that I did sort of drop you right in it. Now, having played the game a bit more, I'm surprised that nobody died during that fight.
Yeah, me too, mate.
Because thinking about it, the way damage is dealt with in that game is really realistic. Because you have stun damage, and you typically have a lot more stun hit points than you have regular hit points. And stun damage, you can take a hit from a punch or a kick or a throw, and you'll generally recover over time and be fine. But if you take hit point damage, you're fucked. You are fucked.
Unless you get a kick from a bullet.
Yeah, you have to go. You have to go to the hospital. If you get a boot fired at you from a gun, then that's it. You're going to the hospital. And the thing is, when that first fight happened, and I put you against 8 dudes, and you were fighting in a city. And James, I remember you were going down alleyways, taking cover behind stuff. You had grenades fired at you from grenade launchers. You had bullets, and I'm so surprised that nobody died.
Yeah, we had tear gas going off. It was
so intense. Seriously, it was. It was cracking. I really, really enjoyed it. I remember at the end of it, we were all just kind of...
The whole scene with the truck really made me laugh, because you got one guy that nearly got run over, then the door got opened and it was slammed into someone else's face.
Yes.
Do you remember? It was all a fight going on around a big truck.
Yeah, there were so many cool miniature fights going on this battle map, because obviously everything was all honed in on the the distance wise and all this stuff, so who could hit who and who was behind what. But yeah, it was really awesome, crazy and wicked fun, man.
Oh, your first fireside towel, how nice.
Oh.
In the future, you will be able to send a letter from anywhere on the planet. This is the future. This is the Electro Letter.
So, this is Electro Letters, where we read your mail from around the intertubes. But last week we asked you guys for your favourite characters from from your RPGs. And so we've got a response from last week's episode that we didn't get to read. So this is from a listener called Daniel. Hey twats, I thought I'd share this with ya. It might make you chuckle.
Well, that did.
I've recently started DMing a Witcher RPG game using D&D 5e rules. Ooh. It revolves around 2 players. One of them is a Witcher from the Viper School. Another is a dwarf ranger druid type character. However, one of my players knew nothing about the Witcher universe, so I thought I'd do a series of snippets concerning everything about Witchers. The first of which is this. Yeah, so he's done this like weird sound clip. It's called An Educational Lesson on Witches by Bard Buster Chimes.
Buster Chimes!
It's actually pretty funny. It features Buster Chimes, a bard who has been invited to a Nilfgaardian school in Nilfgaard to teach children about various subjects, one of which is witches. I wrote the script while I got my friend to do the voiceover, as I wanted the players to disconnect themselves from me. Let me know what you think. Yeah, I thought it was actually pretty funny. I'll play a little clip of it now. It's really cool.
So, who here knows about witches? Anyone? Yeah, you in the back there, the blonde girl.
Yeah, I know. Don't they have big noses? What? And they're as ugly as sin.
Okay, hands down and never speak again. No, my foolish little harpy. That is witches. Okay, class, listen carefully. Witchers. You hear the difference?
So, yeah, thank you very much for that, Daniel. Very awesome. And Buster Chimes is the best name ever.
That's so cool. Buster Chimes. Buster Chimes.
But this week we asked you all to send in your favourite action moments in RPGs. The coolest, ball-bustingly, bouncingly, brilliant moments from your RPGs. And so we've got quite a few responses. So first up, we got one from Manuel Sams.
Yeah, we've got Manuel Sams there from the old G+. That's where he sent it in. Cheers, buddy. And he says, well, there was this one time a character in a sci-fi game... Well, there was this one time a character in a sci-fi game was in a blizzard and fighting 2 large ice rays, manta rays, which could fly and live on an ice planet.
Bullshit.
He threw a spare blaster cell into the air between them and shot it, detonating it and killing both ice rays. That was pretty damn sweet.
This sounds very familiar.
That was me.
You done that?
This is from Daring Tales of the Space Lanes.
Yeah, I did it. It was in our Daring Tales of the Space Lanes game.
That was amazing, actually.
It was a pretty good shot. He was like, you know, you're gonna have like a -4 to hit this, and because of the snow, it's a further -2, so it's gonna be a -6. And I'm like, I'm feeling lucky. Yes. And like the blaster cell was like this big, so I chucked it, and I was just like, yep, nailed it, and I blew all these things up. Yeah, I was pretty proud of that.
Like the visibility was so low because it was an ice planet.
We were in a blizzard, and I was on a jet ski.
What the odds? Oh my god, what the odds?
To be fair, we were both rolling really well that day actually, because I didn't have any piloting skills and I kept exploding a D4.
Nice,
which was amazing.
Nice. Savage gods was savagely in your favour.
They were.
Nice. Yeah, it was really, really cool. Yeah, so then we got one from Richard Woolcock. He says, one of my personal favourites was the chase scene in a game I ran for Manuel and his girlfriend, where we used the Urban Locations deck of concept cards to help narrate the different stages of the chase.
Ooh.
It was a pretty cool coincidence that the chase concluded with a vicious fight in Death Row, described on the card as an alley famous for a series of brutal murders that had taken place there in the past. Manuel wrote a more detailed post about it here, and includes a link. Years from now, they still whisper about what happened on that dreadful night. So yeah, Manuel's wrote a post about this cool chase scene, so I will include a link in the description. And he says, my questions to you are, what are your views on using specialised props like the Urban Locations deck? Have you ever used that sort of thing in your own games? Now, I actually wanted to talk about this because I really, really wanted to get the Thrilling Tales adventure deck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we used that for Slipstream.
We did, yeah, and it was done really, really well in that game.
Deck. It's such a cool deck because, you know, we've used adventure cards before, right?
Yep.
In Savage Worlds, you can pull these out and it'll do like crazy shit. In James, these are fucking awesome, right?
Yeah.
So what you do is you pull one out and you get given one at the beginning of each session, right?
Nice.
And now, I used to be a bit of a snob about this because I was like, it doesn't make sense in universe. Why would this suddenly happen out of nowhere when the player chooses? But actually, gameplay-wise, they're really fun. So you can pull it and it'll be something like an old friend turns up and suddenly helps you, or
Yeah.
it could
Like
be
a random event.
Someone falls in love with you.
Yeah, or you
Just-
could be like
yeah.
when the GM uses a Benny, you can stop them from using it.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
something.
Loads, there's loads of them.
So the Thrilling Tales one is specifically centered around pulpy action, and I really like it, and the artwork is fantastic. And I tried to pick one of these up, and they were fucking 25 quid.
A lot of money.
No, well, it's £8, but the thing is with the
Postage.
shipping, yeah, because nobody prints them in the UK.
Come on, UK, sort your printing out.
So I was trying to find somebody on Facebook that had one, but nobody did. So
No joy.
That's a shame.
Well, I've actually I backed that Kickstarter. Do you remember that location cards, the modern location cards?
Oh, yeah.
Where, it's a whole deck of cards, and each card has a small map of a location
Yes.
and a load of story seeds to add to them.
Yeah,
on
those
the
are
back.
cool.
Still hasn't come through yet. Should be by hopefully November, I think. But yeah, so I'll be looking forward to having a look at them when I get them. But they're quite cool. So that's the closest I've got to like. That kind of card stuff and locations.
I'd love to check them out when you actually do get them.
As soon as the Kickstarter comes in, they did a sci-fi one, a modern, sci-fi, modern, and fantasy.
I haven't used it for its intended purpose yet, but I've got the mutation deck from Just Insert Imagination as well.
Yeah.
And I've only used it in Savage Worlds just as a deck of cards,
Yeah.
because it also is a deck of cards.
Yeah.
But the that's pretty cool as well.
Yeah,
It's got
they
like
are
random
really cool.
mutations
Yeah,
on it.
they're really cool.
I totally want to use that at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I have used it because it got used in our Warhammer game.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and I got fucking blind.
That's right. If it had got better, you would have seen stuff.
No, I did. I specifically picked the mutation mastery edge, and then I got better, and I could see 12 feet through walls.
That's
but couldn't
right.
hear anything.
That's it. Yeah,
Nice.
That was brilliant.
It was well good.
So yes, Richard, in answer to your questions, our views on using the specialised props like the Urban Locations decks. Is
Absolutely, mate.
Yeah, you know, if
I
you
love
think
props,
it's appropriate.
I love aids. I don't think they're necessary, but at the same time, I think that
They could add a
are
little bit of
brilliant. There's
pizzazz.
no reason why you can't use them. If you've got access to them, then use them. They're fun.
I would absolutely use them if I
I
had
love
to.
a prop.
But
There's nothing better than a prop.
There's nothing wrong with doing theatre of the mind either, but
No, absolutely.
using a
both.
prop is
Yeah.
always quite nice.
Just by a bit of Play-Doh coming out in my last game on the Dungeon Crawl Classic, I was like, yes!
And with BGC as well, when we played the last session, we literally got into the room and Harrison had lined up all the minis, all the cars, all the bikes, everything. There was just like so many there. It was quite
So
nice
cool.
to see. So you could just go, all right, there's my car, there's my mini. That's
I
it.
think, James, you were saying once that if you had just a big old load of spare cash lying around, you would totally just pick up a bunch of props for use in your Pathfinder.
I pick up tons, mate. I
love the landscape.
The thing that I've always wanted to do in like a big campaign is just obviously it would take a ton of effort, which I will do one day, and I should probably get onto noting all my ideas down.
Yeah.
But one main thing I want to do is to not only just have the game on the table, but I want to like stick stuff around the house, whatever house we're at. I'll just be like, all right, cool guys, we're going to turn up. I'm going to get half an hour early because I've got to set up some stuff, and I want to put stuff outside, and I'm going to have like real life events that have to happen and stuff.
So half LARP, half RPG.
Yeah, kind of. Whereas the only part of LARPing will actually just be sort of like the puzzle part.
Yeah.
So like, here's a puzzle, you have to now do this, and then I have to like find something, and it's in a bush in the garden.
That
sounds
Something
incredible.
Like
Yeah, the thing is knowing your area, James. If we go out searching in the bushes, there'll be drugs in there.
Yeah, but that's the aim.
You win.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
I'll just put it there. Be like, oh, and you found some drug.
I've got a knife here. Is that a +2?
You found some treasure.
Found some treasure. Let's take them.
You found the drug dealer's treasure. What would you like to do? Run!
Yeah, I'll probably just put this back where I found it because I don't want to get shot.
You have to take a -4 because you got a needle to the arm.
Now you have to go to hospital.
-4 to life. And we got a last question in from somebody that asked to remain anonymous. Nick, do you want to read that one?
Yep. This person says, damn it, too late again, but you won't. And mine was a Marvel Superheroes one-shot when 2 of the team members decided to beat down a T-Rex so we could have a ride. Yeah, long story. GM admits he was beating his head on the desk when the players came back with, wait, I'm not done yet. I'm going to beat this bad boy down since it smashed our plane and ride it. So there you go, beating a T-Rex into submission and riding it. Pretty cool.
Honestly, that sounds like the whole Shake-On game where we absolutely munted a T-Rex.
Yeah, to be fair, we did munt a T-Rex.
Pretty cool.
So, I mean, yeah, in terms of like action moments, riding a T-Rex is about the best thing there is.
Yeah,
Really, like the best thing you could ever get
like
to.
ride as, what mountain you got? T-Rex, mate.
Yeah. It's like, imagine you go to like sort of park your car and then you're like, there's like, picture the scene. There's a guy standing there next to like his Lamborghini. He's like, yeah, Send me back about 2 mil, and then it's like, you just round the corner on your T-Rex, and you're like, yeah, get one of these, mate.
Sent me back about 65 million years.
Just like swipes its tail. Yeah, fucking awesome.
Man, that'd be sick.
Awesome. Right, so is that all the electro letters we've got for this week?
That is.
I believe so.
Excellent. Thank you very much, everybody. As always, we appreciate you and all that you do.
Thank you.
Keep sending them in.
Yes, thank you very
we do
much for
love them.
sending them in. That was awesome. Thank you very much, guys. Awesome stories. Winning. What's the star letter this week?
Star letter. Ooh.
I think it goes to Anon.
Yeah, I think Anon gets it.
Yeah, for the old riding the T-Rex.
And the T-Rex beat down. Yeah, we like that.
What do you reckon, guys?
Yeah.
I would have to agree.
T-Rex.
Cool.
Love a T-Rex riding.
Nice one, Anon.
Yeah. Well done, Anonymous.
Yeah.
Not that Anonymous. Not the bad one.
What, like the hacker group?
Don't hack us.
Don't hack us.
Don't hack me, bro.
Yo, don't hack me, bro. Lovely. Outro.
Bong Lord.
I'll fuck your mom straight in the shit pipe.
James, you're the new guy, so cut me off a hot slice of contact details.
Here's a hot slice of ad-libbed contact details, no script, nothing. Right? You got the Gmail account, hashtag no filter. Right? And that's tabletoptwats@gmail.com.
Yes.
Now you've got the Twitter lingo, right? And that's at tabletoptwats.
Yes.
What's up? And then we've got Facebook, and that's tabletop T.
Yes.
Yeah, boyo.
What about Tumblr?
No, I don't really know what happens with that. Really, it's Tumblr. Something. I don't really know how it works.
Mate, you're going to fit in well here.
It's knocked it on the head, hasn't it? Really.
First show and he's nailed it.
So far.
Right in the bum.
God, he's good. Oh God, he's good.
But he ain't finished yet. Where's the big place?
The big place with the G plus Kimelnatau.
And inside that,
with the Narrage intonation on.
there he
Yeah,
is.
but say it properly.
Sorry.
People won't know.
Guys, it ain't a plug, you fool.
Yeah.
All right.
So everybody get over to the Nerds International page and get over there because there's some sick people in there.
Yep.
Some really
such
cool
as
guys.
the RPG Brewery, which is a fictional brewery made by a real man.
Where they drink real RPG.
No, they don't.
They drink fictional brews.
You can't drink an RPG, but you can play one and you can chat about one. Chatterbait. So the thing is,
Chatterbait it.
what he does is he goes live on Chatterbait every week and he hosts chats with people such as Shadow of the Demon Lord, Gary Wonson Beats McCannum, Shadow of the Demon Lord, Chatterbait. So go and check the RPG Brewery out because it's really good. Shadow of the Demon
Bum.
I don't know why he does it on Chatterbait. It's probably full of wangs.
So yeah, get over and check out the RPG Brewery.
And also,
it's Mad Wangs.
If you would, Mad Wangs. And if you'd like to become,
very good.
and then if you'd like to become a supporter of the show, why not go over to our Patreon?
Show us some love.
Yes,
Show us some
it's
love.
Patreon/TabletopTwats, and yes, if you donate, right, you get access to special content, which is such as, stop it, grow up. So I've
Such
already,
as exclusive Discord Q&As.
which we're doing as Q&A to meet James very soon, where you'll get to go in there and have a chat with him, and we're going to do that soon.
And you can insult him if you like. We don't mind.
We'll be announcing the date of that on our Facebook and our G Plus very soon.
and Twitter. So keep your eyes and ears peeled.
Yep.
You get to ask me questions.
He's sweating already.
I am.
It's going to be a baptism of fire.
Man, it's going to be good.
And if you do
Me and
want-
Harrison are just going to sit by the sidelines and enjoy.
And if you do want to insult him, fair play to you because you paid your money on Patreon.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But no, we do, and the money, we do recycle the money back into the show.
Oh,
we
fully.
buy cool stuff that we can review, and we also buy shit stuff that we can review, so you don't have to. So it's
I had to buy
it's very good.
in order to get that sex game. I had to get an account to Scribd. Okay, so that concludes another one of these. So as that what we do at the end of these is we always like to give you a thought to ponder on until the next show comes out, something to keep your brain busy, because what the fuck else have you got to do? Play RPGs?
Yes.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I mean,
yes.
yeah, totally.
I mean yes. So the thought of the week this week is going to be, if you hit yourself and it hurts, does that mean you're weak? Or does it mean you're strong?
Interesting.
And with that, there leaves one thing to be said. One thing that connects us all. One thing that if you understand it fully, you will know that in the fullness of everything in the universe, that we are actually one. And if we concentrate all of our thoughts together, we can fire a beam into the sky, and this beam, concentrated as one, will beam down a thought back into our brains that will help us unlock the secrets of the universe, and that thought is...
Chicken McBosh.
I think it's been like half an hour.
It's been more like 45 minutes, you madman.
Exactly. Jesus Christ, I don't even do things that I like for 45 minutes.
I know, right? It's bloody awful.
Oh, you're right, this is awful. I thought we was going to play a bloody song that we practiced so hard on, and now we're fucking walking along.
Freezing our absolute tits off.
Wait a minute. What the hell is that?
That glowing orb.
Onion Knight, can you see that?
Surely that's not the rock god. I mean, the rock god should be a big beardy guy, you know, a rock dude.
Yeah, I mean, this is a little disappointing if I'm being honest. Oi! You're not the rock god, are you? Get out of the way! Hang on a minute, is this music? Would you...
No, this isn't any kind of music I've heard from a music collective before. This is strange.
It's pretty good, though.
It's making me feel funny on levels I've never felt funny before.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Maybe this is the rock god, but it's just a music god, generic music god, not a rock god, and this is its entry. We have to beat this with our song.
But how the hell can we beat something that's clearly on a higher level than anything we're ever capable of creating?
I don't know, man. I feel pretty... This is like a spiritual experience. I feel like
I'm floating. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. It's almost like my insides are bursting out with understanding.
No, that'll be the food from the bar.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay. But how the hell... Well, I suppose we'll just have to try our best.
Anyway, shut up. Let's listen.
Well, how the bloody hell can we beat that?
Impossible. We might as well just start walking back down the mountain now.
No. Wait. We gotta try, right? I mean, I've gotta get back to my world. No offense to you two, but the fact of the matter is that this world just sucks. It sucks. I hated it. I hated every second that I spent with you guys, no offense. And, you know, it's been absolutely rubbish, and I've hated every single moment, no offense.
Whoa. That's a bit harsh, wouldn't you say, Onion Knight? After everything we've done?
Silence! Play your entry.
Oh, well, that sounds like our cue. Just like we did in practice, boys, remember?
We are Harrison and the Awesome Guys, and we agreed on that name, right, guys? And this song comes straight from the heart. Let's go.
Woo!
You know, for an orb, he doesn't look awfully impressed.
Yeah, I don't think it worked, guys. I think we're gonna have to trek back down the mountain.
But we tried our absolute best. I mean, I shredded the drums and you... Look at your fingers, Harrison.
Look, for the last time, you don't shred the drums. Look, give us an answer, man. Did we do well or did we not?
Please go, mighty music one.
Accepted.
Yes!
Woohoo! Onion Knight, we did it!
Bloody hell, I can't believe it!
I'm going home. This is awesome.
Step through to the portal if you wish to return to your world.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Hey, guys, it's been good knowing you.
Now, Onion Knight, now!
Yeah, I forgot to tell you, we're gonna go through to your world. We basically are renowned rapists in this world, and we've raped pretty much everyone in this world, so we're going through to yours to rape your women. Bye!
Surprise!
Wait! No!
What the what the fuck? Well, okay, see ya. Harrison, who the fuck are they? And where the fuck have you been?
Yeah. Those guys are friends of mine?
You stunk of onions.
Yeah, he's a knight that fights with a bag of onions. Don't worry about it. And the other guy was a guy called Nigel. Basically, I fell into a world that was inside that RPG book I bought, Bonacons and Vagabonds. It was a badly written, badly acted world. And then I met these two guys that turned out to be rapists that accidentally came through to our world.
Right, okay. I thought you'd just gone for a shit, mate. Literally, you've been gone about 15 minutes. I was going to start doing the podcast by myself. Then you just literally appear next to me, stinking. I mean, what's that beard all about? What the fuck's been going on?
It's been a long 15 minutes, man. It's been a long 15 minutes.
Like absolute shit. Your fingers are bleeding.
Oh, well, thanks, mate. That's a bit out of order.
Sorry.
Fuck it, mate. Let's just do a podcast.
Yeah, one thing, mate. Your new friend seems to be legging it down the road with what looks... What is... Oh my god, I think he's got two women over his shoulders.
It's probably best not to think about it. They'll be alright. They'll be alright.
Anyway, fuck this, let's crack on. Right, anyway, so coming at you live from my left armpit, it's me, Nick Lamley Lamslice.
And me, Harrison Hunt, aka that guy with the beard. And we are...
the Tabletop Twats.
Tabletop Twats.
So,
this is an RPG show all about RPGs, and today we've got a bloody show for you, and oh my god, we got what you've been slaying. We got the main subject, which this time is going to be